Welcome to the Mangia Music Show with the Tonys. Today we're in beautiful Sicily, Sicilia.
La bella Sicilia.
Bella Sicilia. Today we have a special guest for you as well as the Mangia girls. But anyway, Tony, what are we cooking for the show today?
Tony, today I want to do everybody's favorite, Eggplant Parmesan.
Oh, that's beautiful. So let's head to the Mangia Music Kitchen in Rancho Mirage, California. Andiamo.
Andiamo.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome today's musical guest on the Mangia Music Show, the young man that puts on an evening of musical elegance. Hey, Marc Antonelli.
Nice to meet you guys.
I'm so glad you're here with us tonight.
Hey, Mark, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
This is an honor.
This is going to be a lot of fun today.
It's going to be a blast. We got eggplants, we got knives, we got cutting boards, we got salt. We're going to be going like this and cutting and doing all kinds of great stuff.
Looks like you're ready to go.
I've been born ready, baby. Let's do this. Let's do it.
So I got to swing it this way. Tony, what is the origin of our dish today, the eggplant parmesan?
Well, you know, the Eggplant Parmesan, it's got a really weird story because in Italy, between Sicily and Parma, there is a dispute because each one of them claimed that they originated the Parmesan, Eggplant Parmesan.
Yeah.
So what happened was in the 14th century, Sicily was a very big port for trading. People came from all over the trade and they brought all kinds of goods. And one of the things they brought is the Parmesan. So they started making it in Sicily. But because Parma made the best cheese, they used to put a lot of cheese on the Parmesan. So Parma says, we originated the Eggplant Parmesan. So until this day, nobody knows for real who originated the Parmesan. But here in California, we're going to make it today, and we're going to
You
beat
got it.
everybody.
Today
Okay?
we're
All right.
Are you ready
Today
to
we're
go?
making it.
Let's do it.
So let's get started.
All right. So I went shopping the other day. I got my receipts, by the way.
The man with the receipts. That's another
You got to
story.
save it. You got to
That's a story in itself.
Okay.
It's like the bags under the thing. You got to save all of them.
Went shopping. Normally the eggplants are pretty big. These are not too big, so I bought 4 instead of 3. Usually I buy 3 that are really big. So what you do first, you wash them, which I already did.
Yeah.
I washed my hands.
Yeah, we
Mark,
all washed our
Mark
hands as
washed
well.
his hands.
Me as well.
I don't know about you, Tony, but
Oh, I washed my hands.
oh, you did? All right, that's
Absolutely.
good, boy.
You kidding?
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start this, cut off the gritty stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it doesn't lay flat. Here's what we're gonna do.
Ah, I see what
We're
you're
gonna
doing
start like this.
You want me to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
there. Well, you got your own cutting board over there.
Wow.
We're going to get you started in a minute.
All right,
You're
cool.
lucky we have no onions today. Our last guest, poor guy, was crying with his...
I'd be a mess. A bucket of tears.
Put that aside.
Wow. You cut that pretty good.
Okay.
Knows what he's
Now
doing.
here's
huh?
what I want you to do, Mark. You know, eggplant's got a little bit of bitterness, so what you got to do is you got to put salt on it. So put it over
Can I
here.
do that? Check this.
Put it over there. Put some salt.
So
and
this
put
is
it
where,
in the calendar
this is where
over
we get
there.
Antonelli involved over here.
All right. You do that.
Antonelli.
Here we go.
While
A pinch, right?
Just a pinch.
All right, like that.
Not too much.
That's
Okay.
not too much. Look, like this, right? One, like that, and then you got to do it on the others,
A
right?
little bit more.
All right. Is it a pinch or what is it?
It's a pinch, a pinch, a pinch.
You're a
Come
pinch.
here,
You're a pinch.
A big pinch.
A bigger pinch. This guy, he's got a smaller pinch and a bigger pinch. You use the bigger pinch.
We do that big. Come on. Now, hey, look, Tom. Look, ready?
Beautiful.
That's
How's
good.
that?
Okay.
Huh? How's that? Yeah. Did we get the other side too, Tony? Oh, no. Do you want to get the other side?
Yeah, a little bit.
Cool. Man, we're professionals already, brother. Look at this.
You're doing a
We're
good
getting
job.
there. We're doing good, Mark.
Are we timing this? Look at this.
If you don't do that right, you're going to cut this and I'm going to sing.
That sounds
Right?
good.
Oh, no.
That sounds good. We'll do fever.
I know you know Cello Luna pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I definitely
All
put
right.
way too much on this one up here.
No, you're good. You're doing good.
Okay.
While Tony's cutting, you know, we are having so much fun shooting this show. This is actually episode number 3.
Wow,
And
awesome, guys.
I'll tell you what, man, it's been quite a ride, and we've had great response. And we are so glad to have you here today. with
Man,
us.
it's an honor to be here, to have you guys have me as your guest. We go back very far, so it's really an honor to always be with you guys and hang out.
You know, the one story I always love to tell is, while Tony's doing this, is the first night we all met you.
Yeah.
Sonny Veloci brought you into a club in Palm Desert.
Yeah.
And you were literally unknown. Nobody knew who you were.
Yeah, that
And
was
all of
a-
a sudden you got out there and sang, and that's where it all started.
Yeah, that was a
What
wonderful-
a night that was.
that
You
was-
had everybody giving you a standing ovation.
Man, that
I'll
was
never
a
forget
wonderful, wonderful night. That was
Yeah.
over at Venezia.
Okay.
Palm Springs,
That's
man.
cool.
All right, let's put that in there, Mark.
Cool.
Back to work.
What are we doing?
We got to sweat the eggplant.
We got to sweat?
Yeah, sweat it. Put it in a calendar there.
Put it in the calendar. Put those in the
this-
calendar.
I got to line it.
That's
Like
right.
this.
Line them up.
Watch this.
Wow.
I don't think the camera can watch this.
Hey, you're going to be a sous chef before you know it.
Listen, it's going to be Chef Antonelli.
I should help him a little bit.
Okay. I've asked you this before in regards to when we did the chicken cacciatore as well. I noticed that you always leave the skin on, okay? Now, what's it?
Well,
what's the deal with the skin
I figure,
on this?
You know, they say all the nutrition is in the skin.
I see.
So what happened was, some people take half the skin off, some people peel it all off. I like to leave it there because I figure once you bake it enough, first it gets fried, then it gets baked. So as far as you know, it's nice and tender.
You know, that's the one thing that I remember when my late father used to make this as well. And I remember that the skin used to melt in your mouth if you cook it properly. You know what I mean?
We're going to have to let this sweat for about 30, 40 minutes, get all that juice out of it.
Got
that's
it.
a bitter. Why don't we have Mark sing a song while we're doing that?
I think it would be a great idea.
Hey,
Mark,
I'm totally down.
would you like to sing a song?
That's an honor, absolutely.
Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, you give me fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever in the morning, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Sun lights up the daytime, moon lights up the night. Highlight 'em when you call my name. I'm gonna treat you right. You give me fever in the morning, a fever when you hold me tight. A fever, I'm on fire, baby, let's go tonight. Everybody's got the feeling, that is something you all know. Fever isn't such a new thing, fever started long ago. Whoa, he loved Romeo, loved Julie, Juliet, and she felt the same. I let her when she called my name, 'cause Julie, baby, you are my flame. Now give us your fever in the morning, fever when you hold me tight. Fever, I'm on fire, fever, won't you burn so smoothly? Captain Smith and Pocahontas had a very mad affair. Oh, when her daddy tried to kill him, she said, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, oh, don't you dare!" She gave me fever when he kissed him, a fever when you hold me tight, a fever. Let's go. Now you listen to my story. Here's a point that I made. Everybody's made for fever, be it Fahrenheit to centigrade. Now give me your fever in the morning, fever when you hold me tight. And fever, I'm on fire. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn.
Bravo.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bravissimo. That
Thank
was
you
a
very much.
beautiful
Thank you,
song,
thank you,
Mark.
thank you,
Thank you
thank
so
you,
much.
thank you, thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so Tony, what's the next steps?
Well, Tony, what I've done while Mark was singing is I got my flour ready. So I put in here a little bit of salt, some black pepper, some garlic powder, and of course, or Mrs. Dash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look,
Hi, Mrs. Dash.
Mrs. Dash.
I got 5 eggs here that are already beat, and I got breadcrumbs. In here, I got the Italian breadcrumbs, and I have a little bit of panko.
Panko.
Yeah,
Panko.
And of course, for later, I have some Parmigiano Romano and some mozzarella.
My mouth's watering
So,
already, man.
we're
It's
gonna-
already.
So, Tony, now that the eggplant is sweat,
Okay.
and we saw the sweat, we saw you dispose of the water that actually was soaking through. So, what are the next steps here?
Well, we're going to take the eggplant, take some of the sweat off with a little damp like this. Okay. Then I'm going to put it over here for a second. And then we're going to put it in the flour, the egg, and the
Interesting.
breadcrumb. Mark, I need you to do something.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
do some of this parsley?
Yeah.
Chop it all up for
Sure.
me for
So I'm
later.
going to put you to work. Oh, watch those
All right.
fingers.
I know. That's the last thing we need. Well, so like this, right? Get the
No,
bottom.
no, look at that. Look at the muscles on this guy.
That's how we do it, all right? Listen, good thing it was Arms Day today.
All right, so you got your knife over here, right?
This you
You're
take
good?
a little. You take some of the salt out.
Now,
Okay.
why do you take the salt off, Tony?
Well, we don't want to be too salty. You know, the purpose of the salt was to get the eggplant to sweat.
Got it. And obviously
And we
that
did
happened,
that.
yeah.
We got a lot of the water out, and now
this guy.
it's going to be nice and sweet.
You know, maybe you better be careful once they see this at Indian Wells. Before you perform, they might put you to work
I'll
in
be
the
in the,
kitchen.
I'll be in the kitchen in no time, right? You know what? I have no problem making Jimmy's meatballs. It's fine. Uncle
Okay.
Charlie's meatballs.
You know, Tony, while we're doing this, I before we started the show,
Yeah.
you were telling me there's a meaning behind your
Well, you
thermometer
know,
there.
this is my good luck piece. I did a couple of dinner parties with Vince Guccione,
famous Vince Guccione.
famous chef,
Gooch.
The Gooch, yeah.
the Gooch.
God
and
bless him.
God bless him, man.
he
That's
told me, he
right.
says, if you want to be a good cook, you got to wear the temperature thermometer. So this, he gave it to him, and this is my lucky piece.
So he gave that to you as a gift.
He gave it to me as a
That
gift.
is so cool. Very cool.
Plus, he gave me one of his jackets, not this one, but he gave me another jacket.
Very nice.
And I've got a painting of his that he did right there.
So it looks to me like these guys are ready.
The next process is to take the eggplant, put it in the flour.
Got it? So you do both
the egg,
sides.
Both sides. Breadcrumb.
Now you mentioned panko. What is why did you add panko?
Well, panko, you know, panko, it's a harder breadcrumb and it's crunchy. So it'll give you a little bit of hardness when you bite on it.
I see. So I've seen.
Oops, I goofed. I'm talking too much.
You got ahead of yourself.
I got ahead of myself.
You know, I've seen panko used for other things, so that's why I never was really quite sure what it was. So now I know.
Well, panko is used mostly by Chinese. You know, when they do the shrimp tempura or the vegetable tempura, that's what it's known for mostly.
So how are we doing over here?
I think I'm doing all right.
You're doing good.
I think I'm getting a lot of chopping. A lot of chopping going on.
What is the difference going to be with the flavor of the ones that just have like the skin on the back, like that piece right there, compared to the ones that are just on the sides?
Well,
I mean,
like
was
I
it-
say, I like the crunchiness,
Yeah.
and I think that's where all the protein is. I mean, you can do both.
My daughter-in-law called me from Tucson, Arizona, and she said, Papa Tony, they call me Papa Tony. I want to make some lasagna. I said, watch episode 1. So she did. And after it was done, she goes, everybody raved about my lasagna. I said, well, I'll thank Chef Tony next time I see him.
Absolutely.
For you.
Tony, what our show has done has put a lot of people into cooking. I've had people tell me, you know, Tony, I haven't made this dish for a long, long time, and thanks to you, it put me in the spirit of here. When I talk like Italian, I forget what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, but you know what? The fun part about it too, as you were mentioning to me earlier, is not only are people learning how to cook different dishes, but they're also having a few laughs. So that's the most important thing. But, you know, folks, like, look at life is short. Let's enjoy, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. You gotta
All right.
laugh, man. You gotta.
That's right.
So important. And it's good
Last
for the
night I
soul.
was out about on the town with Christy, and one of our dearest friends approached me and he says, Tony, I've been laughing all week. I go, why? He says, I've been watching your show and I just can't believe how funny you guys are.
That would be Pete.
That was
Benta?
Pete.
Yeah.
Pete, yeah, he just...
Great
he
guy,
was-
Pete, as well. Pete, we love you, brother.
yeah. And he said, I'm going to continue watching you guys because you guys are not only knowledgeable what you're doing, but you make us, you entertain us, especially with the guests that you have. the finest from the desert.
Yep, that's for sure. You know what? When we came up with the concept of how to marry two different segments of the show, cooking and also singing. So we found a nice balance, and I think people enjoy it.
It's a wonderful.
Plus, we have different guests like yourself, our local talent.
I gotta say, this is really, really fun doing this. So this is such an experience, and like being able to learn these beautiful recipes from you, Chef Tony. Thank you very, very much.
So you're gonna go home and try yourself one day, right?
Yeah, I gotta cross everything before I start. So I really gotta start taking notes here. This is wonderful.
Flour?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh God! Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my popular demand, the Manja Girls.
All right.
And now the young monsieur and madame have rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, say the old folks. It goes to show you never can tell. They furnished off an apartment with a 2-room robot sale. The coolerator was crammed with TV dinners and ginger ale. But when Pierre found work, the little money coming worked out well. C'est la vie, say the old folks. It goes to show you never can tell. They had a hi-fi phone, oh boy, did they let it blast. 700 little records, all rock, rhythm, and jazz. But when the sun went down, the rapid tempo of the music fell. C'est la vie, say the old folks. It goes to show you never can tell. They bought a souped-up chitney, was a cherry red 53, and drove it down to Orleans to celebrate the anniversary. It was there where Pierre was wedded to the lovely mademoiselle. C'est la vie, say the old folks. It goes to show you never can tell.
Okay, so Tony, now that everything's breaded, what are the next steps?
Well, the
What are we
next
gonna do
step
here?
is to take the eggplant, go over there to the stove, and fry it.
Okay.
And this way, we have to check on the sauce too, make sure the sauce is ready, because we're going to need that. Of course, we need the mozzarella and the
Parmesan. And Mark is done with his.
Well, Mark has done. Boy, you did a good job.
Yeah, I can chop. All right.
You can chop.
I learned from the best. That's what it is.
All right. So let's go over there and
Okay.
check on the sauce.
Got it? So, Tony, how long do you actually cook each one in the frying pan?
About a minute in each side should do it. Get them nice and golden brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marc Antonelli.
Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esa noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte, perderte después. Kiss me, bésame mucho, como si fuera esa noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte, perderte después. Quiero tenerte muy cerca, mirarme en tus ojos, verte junto a mí. Piensa que tal vez mañana yo ya estaré lejos, muy lejos de ti. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte después. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte después. Que tengo miedo a perderte después. Perderte después. Perderte después.
Mark, another beautiful song.
Thank you
Right
very,
on.
very much.
That
Thank you,
was
thank you,
awesome.
thank you.
What a talent. So, you know what? You do have a residency that you're currently working at,
I
correct?
do, yeah. I got a couple of them. So I'm at Chef George, Picasso Lounge every
Yeah.
Wednesday.
I see.
We start at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And then every Friday and Saturday, we have Indian Wells Resort Hotel. That's in Indian Wells. We all know where that is. IW Live, a wonderful place over there.
Great. So we'll talk more about it when we have our sit down.
For sure.
Right,
Can't
Bill?
wait, man.
So,
Can't wait.
So let's shift here now, Tony. So we got all the eggplant fried, as you can see here.
Yep.
So what is the next thing you're going to do here?
The sauce is ready, nice and hot. Eggplant is ready, so we're going to layer it, and then after we layer it, we're going to put it in the oven for about 35, 40 minutes, and then we'll have a nice meal.
And what temperature in the oven?
400.
400.
Yeah.
So 400 degrees, about 30, 35 minutes
Right.
should get the job done.
Right.
Okay.
All right,
Very
ready
good.
to start? Okay.
Well, let's
We're going to
watch
spray
this.
some oil, canola oil here.
Gotcha. So what do we got Mr. Antonelli doing over here?
Well, he's
Check
chopped
this
the,
out. I've been picking these
parsley.
leaves off,
Yeah.
and I've been doing this. Look.
The aroma.
I know, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Hey, that's a big job.
It is.
First, you put some sauce on the bottom.
This is very similar to when you made lasagna.
It's basically the same thing. It's
Wow.
a layer. We use the same items, the cheese and all that good stuff.
So for you Italians out there, I
Yeah.
remember back in the day when my late father was around, he would always refer to this as melanzane, right?
Mulligan.
Melanzane, the Italian version of the Italian words actually for eggplant. How many layers are you going to make, Tony?
Well, I hope to get 3,
Gotcha.
if I did it right.
So you're going to continue to put some sauce on top.
Put some
And
sauce.
what is the reason for that?
Well, you want it to be nice and moist and
I see.
tasty. You got parsley in there, you got basil in there, and you got
So we have some additional flavors.
all kinds of stuff in there.
Yeah. You can't smell this obviously on camera, but we're over here. We're smelling the sauce. We're smelling the eggplant. Ay, ay, ay. Not on. Look at it. Beautiful.
Grazie.
Prego.
And now the whole purpose of putting the Reynolds wrap on top of it, Tony, is
Well, it keeps it moist and keeps it from burning. And about a few minutes before it's ready. What we're going to do is we'll take the Reynolds wrap and let the cheese.
I see. Take it off so it
Okay.
can dry just a little bit. Along with the eggplant, we're going to have a little side dish of pasta as well. Some penne.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
My favorite. That's
Well,
actually
we always
my
have to have
favorite
some pasta.
That is- Bada bing, we got it.
Well, I guess the next thing we need to do,
Manja.
manja. We'll see you at the Manja Music Bar.
Yes.
All right, it's that time. We are now at the Manja Music Bar. We're ready to taste test the eggplant parmigiano. Before we do that, though, I'm going to pour a little bit of wine provided by my brother, Nicola Pomponio, the Monsanto Chianti Classico Riserva. Huh?
Bello.
All right, bello. Let's go.
Bello, bello.
Yes, okay. Let's
Enjoying this.
pour a little bit here. Got to have a little vino with the dinner, right?
Of course.
And then a little bit for me as well. Manja girls, please. There's our Manja girls
All right.
doing the
look at this.
presentation.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you very much, ladies.
Hello, baby.
Appreciate
Hello.
it.
Hello, hello.
Okay.
Hey, ladies. How you doing?
Grazie. Thank you very much. Okay, the moment of truth. Let's sample.
Yeah.
Please, be smart.
Thank you very much ahead of time. Thank you very, very much before
Thanks.
we start. Thank you
Thank
for
you for
having
being
me.
here with us.
This is wonderful, you
You
guys.
take
This
the
is
first bite.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
tell us.
All right, all right. Man, I gotta have some pasta. This is how I eat. I gotta eat it all at once here.
What do you think, huh? Good? Okay.
Unbelievable. Oh my God.
Let's try some here. Oh, delicious. Tony, I must say, the way it's layered, the flavors, how it just basically stacks up. Mouth-watering.
That is
tender,
unbelievable.
delicious. Pasta, as usual, is cooked al dente as well. Mark, why don't you let everyone know, once again,
Sure.
where are you currently performing and where they can find you?
Well, I'm performing every Wednesday at Chef George Picasso Lounge. We get there at 6 p.m.
We love Chef George.
We love Chef George
Yes.
over there, and we miss him very,
Lana
very
and the
much.
gang, Vladimir.
Everyone
good
over
people.
there, so wonderful, so beautiful. And then on the weekends, we got Indian Wells Resort Hotel, and we do that every Friday and Saturday. We start at 6 p.m. over there, and it's now called IW Live. So we're trying to really push the staple of that and really make the hotel really what it deserves. And so it's wonderful.
Well, you know what? I know that you guys were eager to finish your plate, finish your dinner. Thank you so much for being with us
It's
here
an honor,
today.
man. Guys, let's cheer. Huh?
That's it. Salute, yeah?
Salute.
Salute e cent'anni. And
Cent'anni.
before we sign off, folks, I really want to do this. I want to thank our crew, our producer, Sonny Velosi, Steve Tangi, the Manja Girls, Christy Rucci, Franny Pomponio. And once again, we'd like to thank you for being on the show. And Tony, everything has been fantastic.
Amazing.
But with that said, until next time, ci vediamo!
Un'altra volta!
Un'altra volta! Hey! Oh, hey!